Well, that was fun. Um, where do you start? I, I just told the radio guys, we had probably, in my opinion, probably the best, most spirited set of practices we've had all year coming into this one. And I felt really good about how we would play tonight. And then, obviously the first half didn't go anywhere like you dream. And we made a lot of mistakes. I give Baylor credit. They're as good as we thought they were coming in. And, we brought the team up right there. I think after it went maybe 28-3, brought the team up and told them, hey, let's try to close the gap a little bit here. We were playing really hard at the beginning. Didn't do our job great. I thought guys trying to make a little too much happen. It was, like I said, so good, and they were so amped to play this game. It was maybe a little bit too much, honestly, in the beginning, but they settled in, man. They did. They settled in and fought. And the locker room at halftime was probably not what you imagine it would be like in the movies when something like this happens. It was didn't have to say a whole lot to our guys. They knew what they had to do, and you never know 100% that you're going to be able to come back from something like that. But I think they all felt like we had a chance, And I got to be honest, even at K-State when we got down that third quarter, I think maybe about half of us really believed that we had a chance to come back and win that thing. And in this one, there was not one person on that sideline that didn't believe it. And now you still got to go make it happen, but the belief is for a comeback like that is where it starts. And team ball, I mean, you can't say enough about how well we played. I mean, other than fumbling the ball on the goal line, we played a really, really good half of ball, and we're completely dominant there. So, I mean, as a coach, there's a lot of great wins, and we've been lucky to have a ton of them here. But coming back like we did, and it's kind of how it all played out. This one is up there for sure. So I am beyond proud, and then also beyond excited about us continuing to grow. I think people still see we got a lot of things to continue to grow on and get better, but I think this can be a catalyst for that. I think it will be, and our best ball is coming soon. That was big. We talked about it coming out. We also felt like we had some momentum there at the end of half. As crazy as that may sound, we score. They had a couple big plays, but then we hold them out, make them kick a field goal. And we felt like we had momentum coming in. Like the guys were awesome at half. And I didn't have to say a whole lot to them. Just we talked about kind of energy and the passion and the supporting of each other and all that the whole week, and they were awesome on that all night. But we were finally kind of settled in there a little bit within the game, and we were able to balance that by doing our job and doing it at a high level. And I mean, I just give our kids credit, man. They made some, just so many phenomenal plays, and it'd have been easy to pack up the tent tonight. We didn't do it. Yeah. Man, I tell you what, getting that turnover, yeah, I mean, we stripped that ball, get it back, and then it was just kind of on from there. I mean, it was almost kind of like the monkey off your back a little bit. And we got that turnover, and then obviously, Benito gets the huge one there at the end to seal it. And yeah, I mean, I think getting the turnover and then just settling in and doing our job better than we did in the first half. They understood we had to play with the same amount of energy and effort, but we had to do our job better, and we did. CD was a medical decision. Did it impact us in the first half? Hard to say. I mean, you got a guy that's probably the best receiver in America. It's hard to say that it doesn't, but I mean, our guys, as you saw, were more than capable of playing and playing well. So maybe a little. I don't know how to measure it. He's a tremendous player, but man, we had some young guys really step up and make some big time plays tonight that CD made when he was a young guy, and that helped spur him on to a tremendous career. And I think tonight will be a big night for a lot of those young guys on both sides of the ball that made a lot of plays. Yep. No, it does. He had to trust those other guys certainly, and I think I'll be interested to go back and watch the film, but it'll be interesting if he did as much early as he did at the end. You know, playing with a guy that's such a difference maker like CD can I mean, it gets your attention as a quarterback, and it should. I mean, and then but sometimes playing without him can almost make you see the whole thing a little bit better. And he did. He hung in there. He had one bad decision in the throw game, and then obviously the two fumbles. And other than that, the guy played pretty clean ball. I mean, he did. He settled in. I thought he handled some of our adjustments. We had to make a lot of adjustments in this game, and I thought he handled those in game as good as he has all year. And yeah, I mean, it's just pretty awesome to see a kid that wants to win so bad and then has those turnovers, and is a part of the reason that we're in the hole. And then to come back and play like he did at the end of the half and then the second half, I mean, what more can you say? Yep. Yeah, we thought there was a couple of opportunities in the last game to stay in a little bit more and continuing to trust our linemen and our receivers to be where they are. And it's a fine line with a guy like that because he's such a dynamic athlete that you don't want to slow him down either because, hell, 75% of the time he takes off, it's pretty good, And so, yeah, he's worked on it, and I thought he really trusted it and made some big throws from the pocket. No, it did. We really didn't. We had to make some adjustments within plays, but I don't know. We went and made that we went and called a bunch of things that we weren't in the beginning. We made a few adjustments. They did a few new things like you do, and we had to adjust to it, and we did. And I mean, the biggest difference was, we held on to the ball. I mean, that's we had a couple opportunities there that in the first half certainly to get things moving, but yeah, no, there wasn't. That's the one thing we said even when we got down, big early was we got to stick to what we have. We know there's times where you're playing, you're like, man, the plan stinks and we need to make some adjustments. And there's times like, no, our plan's pretty good. Like we gotta hang in there, maybe a tweak here and there and keep firing it at them. And that's where we landed tonight. I don't get too, emotionally caught up in it. I can't. I mean, it's we got 2 timeouts left, and how do we want to use those, and communicating with our defensive staff, and then watching our kids make plays. I mean, I'm thinking, what do we got to do to get a stop, and we did. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. I told you guys before, he's even when a young guy when he came in and, Austin was clearly the starter, we would put him in some pressure kick situations and he seemed to always make those. And and he went out there. You may not believe me, but I really was not that worried about it. I mean, I was like, he's probably going to make it like all the other ones he does, so big time kick. And again, the confidence he has in Connor and Casey is a big part of that, especially for a young kicker. Yeah. Yep. Makes the next one. And yeah, the one he caught was a much harder play. I mean, what was a much harder play? It's a great call by Coach Grinch, and awesome play by Nick. Yeah, it was awesome. He stayed a lot like the Texas game. He kind of stayed calm as he made some mistakes early. He was particularly disappointed about the one there because we had all the momentum in the world, and I think that was right after we had recovered the fumble, if I remember right. And so yeah, he was disappointed, but then he was over it like quickly. And that's one thing I know about him. I don't have to go do a Dr. Phil session on the side with him. I mean, there's adjustments we got to talk about, and things he's doing, things we're seeing, all that. But that cat's ready to play. Yeah, I said. Yeah, I said. Well, I told him I think we're moving it well at this point. Hold on to the damn ball, and then we'll score every drive. Yep. Yeah. No, it did. It did. I think our team has clearly grown from it. I would say a combination of some of the. I think we're getting a little tougher as a team, and then just again the preparation. Everybody always thinks the preparation is, schematically something you're doing, or a technique, or a fundamental, or what you think you're going to see from another team, and it is part of that. But it's also mentally each individual getting themselves to a place where they're ready to compete at the highest level and ready to do it for their teammates. And you cannot, I don't care who you are, you cannot just flip that on game days. This team was so invested through the week that I just kind of knew, even if we didn't play well in a period here or there, I knew we were going to just fight our tails off. And you just knew that. And our team knew that, and they felt that. Which time? I'm sorry. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He smiles a lot more than you guys see. Yeah, yeah. No, we knew play. The decision to warm ups was kind of twofold. He wanted to be out there with his teammates and participate, and then I thought strategically for us, sense too. Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. There's a couple things here and there, but it wasn't. There were some very, very small adjustments, but I think it was just more of us recognizing how they were attacking us, and once we did, our kids settled in with it. We knew early in the week there was a chance, and it kind of clarified as it went on. Sir, I mean, you have to win, and I know I let all the people on TV talk about style points and how much you win by or how much you lose by, or I think it's you have to find a way to win. That's all I know, and I know that's been a decent formula for us the last few years, and you got to win these tough ones like this, and so we got a good football team. We do, and we're I think not, I don't care who all watched it on the outside. I just think we saw in that second half of what we can be, and we're excited to go fight to be able to do that here for the entire rest of the season. Yeah. Yeah. No, I learned a lot about our team this week. I probably learned more this week about our team than maybe tonight. When we got down again, I really believed we had the comeback in us. Now, it's still hard to do. I mean, there's no doubt about that, especially against a good team. It's hard to do. But I really felt like we had it in us. And just the way our guys were this week, the way they responded, we kind of found ourselves a little bit. That's the best way I can describe it. Yeah, honestly, I didn't get to see him yet, and it was kind of a mob scene in our locker room. So, but no, it's exciting for him. I mean, we're just getting started defensively, with what we're going to be here, and he's done a great job with our guys. A game like this, a second half like this, you have to have, first year, I know when I came in as offensive coordinator, you're going to get into some of those moments where if you can make it happen, those moments, their belief goes through the roof. And we had, we were fortunate enough that first year, not all of them, but we were able to have some of those moments offensively kind of in year one where you could feel the belief go through the roof. And, I think tonight can be that for us defensively. He and our staff have done a great job, and our kids, buy in again this week. Even after all the stuff out there, all the noise out there, this week was as good as it's been, and the result was there. So I'm proud of what he's doing and what our staff's doing, and can't wait to see how much better we get. He did 3. Yeah, he was awesome. He was one of the guys we really challenged that said, you know what, you came here to be a primetime player. We got to have it from you, and he responded in a big way. Yeah. Stogner. Yep. Well, no doubt. That's why you work so hard at it. You work so hard to bring in the right guys, and you in recruiting, you talk to them about getting a chance to play in games like this and a chance to make those big winning plays. And it's tonight was exciting, certainly for this team first and foremost, but certainly exciting for the future with so many young guys making plays. We'll have to see. I don't know. Yep, I don't know. Maybe I ought to do it a little sooner. Is that what you're going to say? I think it's different. I mean, it's just what you think the team needs in that moment, and this team's at a different place than that one was. And I think a chance just to kind of refocus a little bit, because sometimes, especially on the road or in an atmosphere like that, it can get away from you quick, and your mistakes start getting compounded. And I felt like that's what was happening for us. We would have 1 or 2 mistakes, and it turned into 3, 4, or 5, and we had to stop that. And then I wanted to make sure that they knew that what we did all week really did happen, and we really are good enough to come back and do this. And but if I told them, if we don't believe, we got no shot. And but they did. They believed, and those speeches aren't magical. It's with what the players do with it, and then our players did it. Yeah, I think some mentality, and then also getting to the heart of whatever the problem is, and addressing it head on, and knowing that we have an answer for it. And sometimes just getting everybody in there together has just a little bit different feel to it.
Gonna finish up, Barry.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't feel like, I get CeeDee's a great player. I didn't feel like that we wouldn't hit home runs. I mean, we've got a lot of other good players too. But yeah, I think it goes back to the other question of, did we have confidence in the plan that we had? And we did, and we had confidence in our ability to execute it. And the one thing we said was we can't just scrap everything and just go rogue just because we're down a few points. There's a lot of time. I mean, I think when I pulled them up, even down 28-3, I think one of the things I said to him, I think at that time we had like 41 minutes still left in the game. I mean, there was still forever left. And so, I didn't want us to panic. I just wanted us to, do better. And yeah, I mean, our coaches did a good job of sticking to the plans on both sides. All right, thanks.